Hello everyone and welcome to another 3v3 fastest map on StarCraft Brood Wars Remastered. We're going to go ahead and jump into replay number 317. No Zergs in this one, but a couple Terrans and the rest Protoss, which is the usual play. A lot of my replays haven't been over 20 minutes, so this should be an interesting one to see sort of how the game goes. So let's take a look at the teams. In the bottom left corner, we've got Sundog 83. He is the orange Protoss. Then right above him, in the middle left, is your boy, yours truly, John Redcorn. We won't watch myself too long because we don't want to see how bad that's going to be. And then over here in the middle right is S1056. Alright, then team number 2 in the top left corner is Jeffrey Terran, the magenta Terran. Also on their team, all the way in the bottom right corner is Rolex Jr., the white Protoss. And then all the way up in the top right corner is Kriko San. Okay. So what is it? A Protoss, Terran, Protoss against a Protoss, Terran, Protoss. Alright. So pretty even, so we'll see what the differences are. We see that this magenta Terran has gotten gas first out of everyone. And if you're looking at the APMs, they're pretty high. There's at least 3 people over 100. This guy's over about 200. This guy's about at 100. I'm by far the slowest person in this game. So let's go ahead and just check out what everyone else is doing. Alright, this guy got a few barracks. He's kind of building a deep choke point here. Interesting play. I haven't really seen too much of that before. Here I am. Alright, I've got a guy at my entrance. They're sort of just checking to see what's up over here. I do have my academy. Getting another command center up. Got a fire bat out. So he's just seeing what he can do, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Alright, so while that's going on, Orange, he doesn't really have that much going on. Okay, so he elected to go more economic. I didn't see that nexus down there. So he's getting his gateways up now. Little bit of a front defense. And then White looks like he's about ready to send guys out. Green's got a nice little army here. Alright, so it looks like a battle might occur right here. Yellow up here getting his gateways going, so everyone's sort of macroing up early. Looks like there's going to be an early skirmish here. Alright, here we go. Green on White. Orange is moving over to assist with this. White might be in a little bit of trouble. Alright, here comes Magenta. Just try to save the day. Alright, he's got stim packs. He's got a lot of fire bats. Oh man, these fire bats are doing work. And he's got a few medics in the mix. Oh man, they are just slicing and dicing. Oh, you love to see a Terran just take care of some zealots like that. It just feels good. Alright, so Orange kind of backs off. I've got my guys kind of chilling here. Do I have stim pack going? Do I already have it? Who knows? I do have my upgrades going. Alright, so yeah, we're at about the 5-minute mark, so this is a good chance to check the upgrades while we sort of have a standoff here. You see I'm getting infantry weapons. Orange is getting a ton of upgrades, so you really love to see that. Alright, here they come. They've got zealots with magenta support. Oh, this is not good for me. Alright, so this is actually not the worst exchange in the world, but I'm definitely in trouble. Got some more guys back here. I do have a bunker. No one in the bunker. Okay. So here they go. They're trying to find a way around, but they're not going to be able to do that. Alright, here comes Orange. Kind of help out. Magenta's still trying to figure out what to do. Alright, Orange is... Alright, he does have Stim Pack again. Unupgraded Zealots might have a little bit of trouble against this. Alright, so White comes in to help a little bit. Yellow's in the mix. Magenta's losing a lot of their Marines. Alright, now I decide to send in my guys. Got a little bit of a force. Okay. Alright, they're kind of regrouping and getting ready to come back in. I might have enough to hold here. I think they know it. Alright, we're kind of slowly and steadily moving into this attack. Alright, I use my stim pack. Alright, nice. Alright, so I fend them off. White's sending more guys up here. Magenta. They look like they're getting ready to drop or something. Nice little tight setup there. I like the missile turret right in between all that. Alright, he's getting siege tank stuff set up. Alright, now Magenta. Orange is really trying to keep them from coming in on me. Alright, here comes White with a bunch of zealots. Now I have stim pack. I have some fire bats in the mix here. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna be able to hold this off. Oh, am I attacking my own buildings? What the fuck am I doing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, why was I doing that? Oh, that must have been the panic of the moment? I don't know. Anyways, alright, so orange now fighting with yellow. So yellow and white really pressing in on me. Really, all of them are pressing in on me. Alright, here comes green. I'm kind of healing up. Healing up this bunk barracks. Alright, I've got my tanks coming. I don't know if I have siege mode yet. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on here. White and orange fighting in the middle with green. It's just a wild zealot battle. So the upgrades are really going to be becoming the difference here. You see, none of these zealots are upgraded right now. Anyone I press on. Alright, I'm starting to move out into the battle. Alright, I could make a difference if I hit this stim pack right. Alright, I do. Alright, I'm starting to help us press. Orange is trying to build some cannons here. We might be able to hold this. Wow, this is a wild battle for the middle. Alright, so here's teal. Or I mean magenta. They're moving out. I've got ones on my Terran attack now. My marine attack. Alright, so they're sort of setting themselves up. Alright, he's getting some bunkers set up. I've got some tanks that I'm trying to kind of put in good places. Here comes some more tanks. I'm getting more factories out. Alright, so this battle for the middle is going to be crazy. Alright, so here's green. Everyone's sort of set up with their initial setups. This guy, I've got to watch for him because I know he's going to start dropping. He also, does he have ghosts now? I don't think he has ghosts yet. It looks like he might be setting up for it, though. Alright, so we're going to keep our eye on this Ye-Free Terran. Yeah, he's setting up these drops. Alright, here comes the drop. I have absolutely nothing to stop this. You should be able to just, like, waltz in. Oh, man. So there's this huge battle going on in the middle. I'm putting all my resources there. Here comes the tanks. Alright, let's watch the SCVs. There's down to 21. Down to 12. I finally react to this. Alright, I see it. I'm like, oh, no. And all this is just 2 tanks. That's all you got to do. Look at all the damage he did to my infrastructure. I'm going to be out of the game for the next, quite a bit here. Okay, so I sent some of the SCVs to help. Alright, so they did the drop. Hopefully I try to defend a little bit better against this now. So I'm a bad spot, but I do have tanks in the middle to help with whatever kind of assault might come. But I don't think we're looking particularly great. Orange is maxed out. Alright, he's trying to move in on magenta. So you did a pretty good job of taking out these Marines. He has some tanks he's not doing anything with right now. Alright, so I got my guys up over here. 16 SCVs. So that really, really hurt me. This guy's only got 27. I don't know if he got dropped on as well. Yeah, he might have. Look, we've got a drop over here. So while these battles are going on, these guys are doing some sneaky little drops. All right, here's a Templar with a bunch of Zealots. Let's see where this ends up going. All right, off this goes. All right, we're trying to push in on Magenta here. Setting up tanks. All right, so that's sitting up there. A drop right now would be absolutely huge if you could land it on this guy. Alright, so we're pushing in with these Zealots. That's got tank support. These Zealots, they got upgrades now. They're at 2-2s. Just cruising through this guy. And I lost track of where that drop is. Alright, there it is. Alright, here we go. Here it comes. Alright, there are the Zealots. Alright, he gets it out. He gets it out. Oh, and he lands it. Oh, my goodness. He's down to 23, 22 SEVs. In the meantime, his front door's getting blasted open. You know, even with that economy that I got messed up, I've still got plenty of units to help. Alright, so here comes Yellow. Yellow has just been sitting there with a maxed out army. He finally decides to join the fray. But here's Orange, not only with Zealots, but with Dark Templar, and he has no detection. Oh, these Templar are just going to go to work. Took out a lot of the first wave of help. This guy's got a lot of nice tanks set up. I'm kind of methodically moving mine up. Alright, now Yellow's sort of moving into the middle. He's fighting with White, or him and White are fighting in the middle. Green trying to push out. I set up in my base just to be safe. Get up another missile turret. Alright, so we've got pressure here that we can keep. We're waiting for Orange's next wave of guys. Hopefully this can hold. Oh man, this is a heck of a game. Alright, so here are the Dark Templar. They're doing work. Everyone's sort of remaxing after that giant battle. Yellow with only 21 workers. I wonder if he got dropped on. So we're seeing these giant dips in workers. Alright, so here comes the next wave of Orange's units. He's got a Dark Templar mixed in there, but it's going to get taken out because of the Science Vessel. But there we go. He's getting on a few of the tanks already. I mean, this guy could probably hold for a while, but I don't know. Like, he's not going to be able to get out. I'm just sort of methodically and slowly moving up. Not trying to do anything too crazy. I really like that. Usually I'm just a balls to the wall kind of player, but got a lot of tanks out. Green's got another drop ready. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that. And remember, Magenta's not only trying to hold here, he's also got a problem with his economy from earlier on. Alright, here comes another drop. This is probably going for Yellow. Alright, so we're watching this. Alright, I'm moving in with my Marines. He's trying to get out as many buildings as he can. Oh, man. I'm trying to take out what I can here. He might be just trying to move over right over there to Yellow. Alright, oh, and there's the drop! And look at that, down to 22 workers for Yellow. Oh man, what a drop by S1056. This guy's playing great. He's got a great infrastructure with the gateways, but he's also just pumping out those drops. You love to see it. Alright, we're streaming units in now. I think at this point we just focus on someone else. Magenta's pretty much seems dead. He's flying all of his units over to Yellow. Alright, still sending units up there. Alright, now Orange. Moving in on White, sensing some weakness in the team. This guy's played great. And again, look at that. 3 threes. Look, this guy barely has any upgrades at all. I mean, that's a huge difference. And that's why these Zealots are able to just walk into the base. They're destroying everything in their path. Here comes Orange. Just sort of waltzing in with the Templar. Oh, is he going to get to the production? This would be hilarious. You've got it. He's sitting right there. Do it. Do it. There's so many guys that's been able to sit next to that tower. Though. Oh, he just had too many things going on. All right, so we're finishing up purple. Got myself a nice little army now of tanks and such. All right. Only with 1 attacks on it. All right, so we're moving out to the middle here. Looks like we're going to move down to yellow as a big team. Or, I mean, to white. All right, white had a Reaver. All right, here come the tanks. Oh, man, look at this. Look at the stream that on the mini-map. Look at it here. Look at all of the units coming down to this one guy. I mean, there's no way that you hold on a fight like that. Wowies. That was a really good win by us. I don't think that really could have gone another way very quickly. So we'll go ahead and speed this up. I pretty much see this as a foregone conclusion. Yep. Alright, so yellow, he's got himself a tough base to crack. Magenta's sort of just like given in. Doesn't really have the space to do anything. Here comes another drop. Oh my goodness. Down to 26 workers. Magenta has none. Just adding insult to injury. And now the frontal assault. Again, yellow with only 1s on his upgrades. And he decides to leave. And it looks like Magenta's going to make us kill him. Which is pretty funny. Yep, he made us earn it. Alright, that was a pretty good one there. Yeah, you got to show some resilience sometimes when people are dropping on you and harassing you, but that was a really, really good win. A good team win. I actually think the team play in general was pretty good by both teams in that one. Usually they don't see that too much, but it's good to see in some games. All right, thanks for joining me for that one. I've been, feeling pretty good after work this week, so I'll try to get as many as I can. Again, if you have any replays that you've been doing, please send them my way. I would love to have a little bit more to add to my archive. But other than that, have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.